Still going to take me a little bit to get there, though. That's okay. Which means we're going to shift over. Afternoon, everybody. Should be afternoon all now. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. I'm Robert. I run social media, marketing, and all that jazz. For those of you who don't know, we are back from SHOT Show. Great event in Vegas. And we're already looking at our next convention. So there's a gun show here in Arizona that we might be going to next month. The Tucson Expo. And, it's just 2 days. I don't think we're going to have a booth. I think what we're going to do is, we're going to wander around, check out the event, talk to people, and, just have some fun with it. Won't be as big as SHOT Show was, of course, but, hey, it ought to be fun. Downside, of course, we won't have any swag to give out. We have given out all our swag at SHOT Show. I might have a few patches lying around somewhere, but yeah, we gave away all our swag at SHOT Show. No poker chips, no patches. Yeah, we're out. But, it ought to be exciting. Doing something local. I've wanted to do it for a long time. I thought I would do a local convention before I did SHOT Show, and just SHOT Show ended up being my first my first gun convention. Talk about wild. Hey, thank you for the like. Greatly appreciate it. There we go. But yeah, local gun convention. I don't know how big it's going to be. We're just going to probably go buy some tickets and go check it out. Maybe do some recordings. See what it's like, and then after that, maybe for the next one, we might set up a booth there. My understanding that the local one here in Arizona will actually be able to sell product, so we would have to consider, setting up a register, maybe get a pay square or something, of course, and then bring some inventory, bring in like 100 slides or more, and see if we can set up shop. But it should be fun. Obviously, after doing SHOT Show, it's probably going to feel kind of tame in comparison. But, I've wanted to do local ones for a while. And so, yeah, next month, we'll see what happens. And right now, I'm just driving off towards the shop. I got to go meet up with everybody and see how we're doing. Try to plan for this convention. We got a lot of slides to produce this week. And getting on the on-ramp, and make sure you get to speed on the on-ramp. Please don't be a slow POS on the on-ramp. There we go. Not getting any chat coming through. If you guys have something, please type something. So I cannot see anything in the chat. Feel free. brother. There we go. Yeah, we might do a local gun show here in Arizona. Sometime next month around Valentine's Day. Kind of excited to see that. And of course, just traveling through the Arizona desert. Hey, thank you for the like, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Everybody's getting, nobody got sick from SHOT Show, thankfully. A lot of people get sick. Great event, talking to people this week, still catching up with people, checking out all their Instagram, YouTube, seeing the stuff they're posting. We're still posting stuff. And yeah, man, this new this convention next, I've been wanting to go to a local one for a while. And this one's just like, hey, next month, Valentine's Day, let's go do it. Hey, work, how you doing, brother? Exit closed. Yeah, okay, we can go around that, that's not a problem. Man, you want to get up and around me, by all means, go ahead. There's only state troopers up ahead. By all means. I think we had talked about that once before, the importance of knowing your roads and knowing your city. I know right where the troopers like to hang out. And you always see somebody speeding by who just wants to get around everybody. And it's like, that's cool, man. I appreciate you're in a hurry, but if you don't know your AO, you're going to get pulled over. Oh, and there he is. Motorcycle cop. Yep. Yes, sir. Oh, right on. Yeah, finished up some work. I'm heading back towards the shop, and we'll get some more work done. It's Tuesday, so tonight, what do we have? We're going to have DLD after dark. Probably, I don't know, maybe Red Dawn Readiness or Flying Rich. No, Flying Rich, actually, he just left Vegas earlier, so he probably won't be doing a live tonight. Maybe he will, I don't know. But if not Flying Rich, Red Dawn, then probably, Fat Tack and Black Diamond Guns and Gear with DLD after dark. So I'll probably be in the chat with them tonight. They're doing their thing over on the Green Place. Might run a sideshow. I really have to do some Instagram and Rumble lives, so maybe I'll do that. But do got to follow up with the shop. Do have to get some more footage from the slides as we're unpacking them still. And some of them need to get posted, but that'll be Justine's wheelhouse. She'll do the posting of the new slides on the website, so have to get on her about that. And then she'll tell me to shut up. Come on there, bud. Come on, get her. Thank you. You wanted to ride my ass the whole time, but then you slow down when I get out of your way. That is such a mean thing to do. There's a courtesy to driving, I think people have lost it. What are you guys all looking forward to? Any local gun shows in your area? You guys looking to do new builds? What do you guys got going on? Because we're doing, we're doing SHOT Show obviously again 2027, but I want to try to pepper some local shows here in Arizona between now and then. And we'll show up in the Stiffler gear, you know, wearing shirts, wearing hats. I wonder if we're allowed to carry. We were not allowed to carry at SHOT Show. I'll have to look into that. If we're allowed to carry, I wouldn't mind. Do some public display. And then, of course, got to follow up, you know, with what's going on in Virginia, Minnesota. You know, always got to stay up to date on what's going on news-wise, as any of that kind of stuff can be a negative impact on the Second Amendment. There's always somebody, somewhere, some way, somehow utilizing stuff like this to capitalize on trying to destroy the Second Amendment. So you always got to be aware of it. Constant vigilance. It's tiring sometimes, but you always got to be aware of it. I am finding the swap kind of interesting, though. That your traditional anti-2A, anti-gunner type people all of a sudden are defending the Second Amendment, and your normally pro-2A people are sitting here going, well, there was this assassin with a threaded barrel and a red dot. It's hilarious. It's hilarious to watch them go at it like that. There we go. Oh, I can't wait until they finish all this road construction. What was normally like 4 lanes is down to 2. Got to get out and get some desert shooting in too. The range angle, there's a local range that we use, and they don't allow recording, but they will allow it for businesses and for like certain people. But it's not like it's set up to do good recording, so I'm stuck utilizing a certain angle. And so obviously I can show form and function just fine, but you know, it's not cool looking, you know, you don't get to see the gun very well in action. So we really want to get like a tripod out in the desert or something, or maybe go to one of the pistol clubs where it's outside of town, and you know, we could set up something there, and that'd be pretty cool. Anything you see for yourself at the show you were excited to shoot or so excited about? Yeah, there were quite a few things. You know, there's this 4-inch AR pistol that I was looking at that I really like. Multi-chamber, so like they had it set up for 22. It looks like you can swap out the bolt and everything, and you know, have it for other stuff. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I liked that. There was this Gatling gun that was fed by Glock mags. I thought that was freaking cool. Just a crank-fired Gatling gun fed off Glock mags. I'm like, that's just wild. And you know, there were some interesting, you know, accessories, clothing, apparel. There was one group there that were marketing, you know, because of the Russo-Ukrainian war. They were marketing stuff to help combat drones. And one of the things they were showing off was camouflage gear that hides you from infrared cameras that drones use. And I'm curious, you know, how long does that last? Because it's not like that technology is new. That technology's been around for a while. But usually the issue with it is that your body heat will eventually heat up whatever's covering you and then make you visible again. So I wonder how long does it last, and you know, how long is it sustainable? Don't get me wrong, any advantage in the fight, right? So even if it only works temporarily, even if it's only something you just throw on to hide temporarily, hopefully you're not having to hide for hours. You know, maybe it works, and any edge in a fight. But you know, it was interesting. Stuff like that was kind of neat. There was also a lot of cool industry machines, you know, like sonic cleaners and curing ovens and a lot of CNC stuff. Steel manufacturers. So that of course is our wheelhouse. You know, we're going in there and talking with them like, hey, what can this machine do? How can this help us in production? You know, how can this make our employees' lives easier? You know, is it worth the cost for what you have? And so, you know, of course, we're always looking at that stuff too, because it's not always guns. You know, when you're doing your machine shop or whatever, sometimes it's stuff that just helps keep the shop clean. Sometimes it's stuff that just helps you clean your product better, or cure faster, or you know, whatever. Helps you do different cuts. Sometimes it's stuff that just, you know, improves the tool life that you have, makes your tools last longer. You know, there's all these little things that were part of SHOT Show that didn't get highlighted very well, because those are more for the manufacturing side, and a lot of people were just interested in the gun innovations. And so there's other things like better ovens, you know, better sonic cleaners, better end mills, and stuff like that that doesn't really get talked about, because that stuff is obviously marketed towards manufacturers like us. And we're sitting here like, can we use this? Is it worth the cost? Will this improve production? You know, what's the cost analysis on this? And so that's part of it. That's part of SHOT Show that doesn't really get talked about a lot, I don't think. And you know, for us, it's really neat. It's like, hey, did you see this? Can we use this? And you know, then you get dragged off, and you can start talking to the guy, and it's like, you know, your system's really cool, but it's not the right setup for what we're looking for. And then they sit there and go, well, hey, check out our catalog. Like, we only brought some things to display, but we might have something else. And that ends up being like an hour-long discussion about, well, hey, what about the speeds? And hey, what about the tumbling? And hey, what about this? Yeah, not a lot of people enjoy those ends, yeah. And it is honestly, it's just for the production part of the industry, because it's not fancy, it's not exciting, it's not flashy, but it helps you create the product. I need to get over. Oh boy. Okay. Question is, can I get over? Yes, I can. There's the window. Okay, don't know what's going on back there, but the cops had the whole area blocked off, so everyone was at a snail's pace on the side of the road. There we go. Now we're looking pretty. But yeah, all that side stuff, it's not flashy, the stuff that's not exciting, it keeps the industry alive. It keeps all the machine shops and manufacturers moving along, keeps them cranking out stuff at good speed. You know, it's the background, right, behind the curtain, that keeps everything running. It's kind of like the whole, we shared a slide earlier over on Instagram. Not exactly, it's a speckle slide, but not exactly sure if it's going to have its own unique name or not, because of just how unique it is. It's definitely its own style, and I don't know, we'll have to come up with something, I think. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, quite the backup here. What, do we still got snowbirds? Hey, 1990, what's going on, brother? Back from SHOT Show, talking about industry machines. Might be doing a convention next month here locally. Yes, exactly, work. Yeah, not everyone appreciates the robot at GM, but they appreciate, or they love the new Cadillac. Absolutely. And, you know, like, people might not appreciate the CNC machine we use, but it makes the slide. They might not appreciate, you know, the air hoses or the compressor or, you know, the Cerakote, but they appreciate the appearance. And it's like all that stuff makes that happen. And then, of course, you know, the hands. Oh, yeah, there's going to be a crash. Yep, people are pulling into the gore area. They should not be doing that. They changed a lot of the red lights in our city, and it's causing a lot of slowdowns. They changed like the timing on some of them, and it's just causing slowdowns that people are not used to yet. And I'm hoping they change it back. They dial it in a little better, because it's causing problems. Opportunity to go and make a couple machine shops that made AR parts. Oh, that's cool. Driving unsafe. I get away from you. But that's freaking awesome, man. A tool to make more tools, yes. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, that's kind of the way it is. I mean, you have a tool making tools. Same thing with gun parts. You have a tool making tools. Oh, I know it's around lunchtime, but people are driving all kinds of silly. But yeah, a lot of people don't always appreciate the background stuff that makes the product. And there's a whole market, a whole part of the industry at SHOT Show that caters to manufacturers, producers, machine shops, that creates the products that everybody wants. Like, you know, do you get better end mills? Do you get better deburring knives? You know, do you get better spraying guns for your Cerakote, you know, better electroplating baths, and so on and so on. Sonic cleaners, and just all the little side tools that make your job easier. We were talking with one gentleman, and he said, you know, there's people that still refuse to use sonic cleaning tools, and they want to do everything by hand. And you know, I respect a handmade product. I absolutely do. But there's some tools that, you know, it's still handmade. It's just making your quality of life easier, especially as you're getting older and you know, hurting your hands, scrubbing things and cutting things, and you know, anything that's going to save you energy, you know, and make that part of it easier means you can produce more, work more, do more. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the people that are playing around with 3D printers, they're doing small scale, or tabletop CNCs. They are doing small scale what shops are doing in mass quantities. Like, I was talking with one guy, and he's like, yeah, you know, I'm making like 3 slides a week, you know, just doing small CNC scale. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, well, how many are you guys doing? And I'm like, how many do you want us to do? You want 5 slides? You want 500 slides? Like, how many do you want? And he's like, what do you mean, like 500? I'm like, I can make 500 this week if you want it. We can make it happen. And he's like, oh my God, like, you're making that much? And it's like, yeah. He's like, I'm like, are you doing 3 a week? And he's like, well, yeah. I'm like, what do you have? And he's like, oh, I got this little tabletop CNC. And I'm like, oh, you could probably crank it out, you know, and do more than 3 a week. But that's what that is. That's a hobby setup, you know, for people who are just getting into it, or it's for doing, you know, specific work on a specific product. Like maybe someone gets you a blank slide and you're looking at doing specific cuts on one slide. That's it. Or maybe you're looking at just doing an optic cut and that's it. Those are perfect for that. You know, you get that mounted up and you're working on just one thing. Those are great for that, doing specific custom work. But to do mass production, no, you need some big, hefty machines if you're doing mass production. Yup. Oh, still waiting on one from Delta. Which one did you order from Delta? I think you told me last night. Which one was it? Lionheart? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Some people are going to start out small, and I think they don't realize, like, they're doing their whole thing from a small machine. And some people think, oh, I'll just get rid of that later. No, there's cool stuff you can do with the little machines, too. The little machines can do some really neat stuff once you figure it out. Like, yeah, it's not going to do mass scale. You're not going to do, like, large quantities with it, but they can still do cool things. I kind of want to get a tabletop CNC just to play around with it and do, like, small-scale stuff with it. That'd be fun. That'd be really, really fun. Maybe one that just cuts aluminum, and I can make some, you know, some certain things out of aluminum. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Not for sale, mind you. It'd probably just be for personal use. But it'd still be fun. And then, you know, small scale, you're like, okay, hey, we did this small scale. Let's try and do large scale. Let's see what happens, you know. We figured it out on a small scale. Those little machines are great. A great idea. And I think sometime in the future, you know, with 3D printing, having tabletop CNCs, things like that, I think that is possibly the future. Where, hey, I need a new bathroom fixture. Oh, cool, we 3D printed this, and, you know, we plugged the program into the CNC, you know, just in the shed or in your garage. And, oh, hey, look, a couple hours later, you know, hey, look, there's our new bathroom fixture, just how we want it. Yep, the future's going to be interesting. I think there's a possibility to have a lot of home production in the future. Small parts are going to be done little. Yeah, exactly. You know, maybe you're going to need this one part, this one piece that doesn't get manufactured anymore, and boom, you just 3D print it. Or you have your tabletop CNC, this small little part, and you could do stuff for your car, you know, or stuff for the house. You can get minor repairs done, or, you know, whatever. Stuff that's going to help you fix things that just, you know, the parts are not supported anymore, so you need to have one made. Oh, what time is it? What do we got here? Yeah, okay, that'll work. Oh, I'm finishing up one final task, doing some side work, and then I'm headed off to the shop. Even inspiring generation that took pick it up. Yeah, absolutely. I think 3D printers and like tabletop CNCs, like we might start seeing them in like auto shops, you know? Like there was I remember talking with one mechanic a while back, and he's like, you know, there are older cars that they do not make the parts for anymore. And so they had to get parts custom made to fix problems for people. And I think down the road, you know, mechanics and certain industries are gonna have tabletop CNCs and 3D printers in the future. As the technology continues to improve, I think that's definitely gonna happen. You're gonna see at the very least, mechanic shops at the start making parts that no longer exist for the auto industry, especially as the government gets more involved in regulating auto parts and vehicles. And there's going to be an industry who want to keep the older vehicles still running. And I think that's where, custom small scale CNC and 3D printing is really going to help, is that they are going to be able to keep an entire industry alive by making custom parts. And that's kind of cool. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool anyway. And I think people are going to do that for, gun parts. Stuff wears out. Maybe we're going to reach a point where you can tabletop CNC your own fitted barrels someday. You're going to be able to do your own sights. You're going to be able to do all kinds of stuff at home that lasts. You're going to, oh, hey, my frame's wearing out. Time to print a new one. Oh, hey, I've been shooting a lot. My barrel, it's time to replace it. Just mill out a new one. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Like, for example, Cuba. Cuba's a good example of old cars. They don't really have, to my understanding, a robust auto industry. So a lot of the vehicles that are there from the 50s, they just keep them running. They keep making parts. They keep jerry-rigging it to keep things running. So some of those cars, they've been around for so long, but they're still running because somebody there is making custom parts to make them run. And so here, I think that's a possibility where they're going to start 3D printing stuff for cars. They're going to start CNC tabletop for cars. And will it move on to other stuff? Sure, yeah. Your home modeling, other hobbies. I think 3D printing and tabletop CNC are really going to find their niche, or maybe multiple niches. In the gun industry, absolutely. In the military, definitely. Hey, we have a busted part. Instead of just waiting on it to get shipped to us, we just, printed one, or we stuck a bar of steel in there and we machined one. Yeah, they do. People are keeping stuff running. There is a car a friend of ours has that you can't find the parts anywhere. You can't find them at junkyards. They're hard to get ordered in. But if, we had the dimensions, you could print it, you could CNC it, and there you go. Just got to find the right material. And that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, next month we're looking at doing not attending, not being an exhibitor. So we'd be attendees instead of an exhibitor. Shipping delays due to inclement weather, United States. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Not surprised. The crappy part for that, we just got this notification, or I just got this notification on my phone about shipping delays, and every time we do, there's always someone going, why can't you guys just ship it faster? Like, dude, do I look like I run the U.S. Postal Service? Yeah, sorry, man. I don't have my own Amazon warehouse in every single major city in the U.S. I can't just ship stuff to people like... Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, good luck finding GTO parts. Yeah, some of that stuff's going to have to get custom made. That's what it was. There was an old Ford Ranger they had to get something custom made on it. What was it? Something with the brakes. They had to get something custom made because they couldn't find it anymore. Yeah, we're not in charge of the National Weather Service. Like, I can't just, oh yeah, fuck that hurricane. Let me just kick that over here. What am I supposed to do about winter? So there's this shipping delay. Like, come on. But it's a common thing. I really do think Amazon's like 1 and 2 day shipping has absolutely ruined people's perception of how actual shipping is. Like, toss something in a truck and drive it, from California to Kansas, and then, see how long that takes. Stiff clouds. Someday. Someday, maybe. We'll make Stiffler rain on everybody. It doesn't matter the industry. There are Karen-type customers in every category. You could be in auto parts, you could be in guns, you could be in stock paper. It doesn't matter. There's a Karen customer in every industry, and shipping delays definitely causes them to come out. And there's nothing we could do. My favorite, too, we shipped one item same day. And that's because someone else had canceled an order, and they literally ordered the same thing the person canceled. So we're just like, okay, boom, same day shipping, done. And the other one shipped the very next day. All it had to do was we had a stainless steel slide available. We just had to paint it the color they wanted, so we painted it, we cured it, and it shipped out the next day. And what happened? Weather delay. Both of their shipments were off by 1 day, and they complained. One left an actual complaint on our eBay account, and the other one just like left us an email. And he's like, "It's very unprofessional that it was late." I don't run the postal service, man. I don't. There's nothing I can do for you. Shipping and receiving, 15 years. There's someone always. Yes. Oh God. And Justine does a fantastic job running shipping and receiving, and the some of the comments that we get because the postal service was late, or on the occasion that we use FedEx was late, and it's like, what do you want me to do? I'm gonna go fire the guy at FedEx? Like, how do you want me to do that? Like, it's not like we took a week and said, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll ship it out tomorrow, and then we forgot about it. We literally shipped it out the same day on one and the next day on another. Once it's in, their custody, I have no say on how long it takes. Like, hey FedEx, you got to work harder, man. Did you guys eat your Wheaties this morning? You guys got to just hit, pedal to the metal, forget the speed limits, and just get there, okay? Just for this one guy. Got to try real hard. Gotta love the green screen effects. Just like water, white paper. It does fun stuff. Just wild. Oh, we've had some fun ones, though. Some fun ones. And a lot of it stems from people who just don't read the descriptions. And Bruce Jenner ate Wheaties. What's going on, Misfit? What's going on, Zanny? How you doing, man? Star Trek teleportation device. Yeah, absolutely. Just beam it over to him. Oh, it's great. It's absolutely great. Yeah, a lot of it stems from people just don't read descriptions. It's like, I knew a guy who managed a Circle K, little convenience gas station, and on the front door, there was a sign that says their soda machines is down. As you enter, there's another sign on a big old stand, soda machines down. On the way to it, halfway point, another sign, soda machines are down. On the soda machine, caution tape in a big old yellow X, and then signs, soda machines are down. What did customers do? They picked up a cup, they put it over to the soda machine, they tried to pour soda, and hey, I think you guys' machine's broken. There's your sign. There were only 4 of them. people don't read. It's tunnel vision. Which, honestly, a silver lining way to look at it is they were just so enamored with the photo of the slide that they failed to read the description. We should be flattered a little bit, you know? Like, they tunnel visioned that slide, and I'm super happy about that. But please scroll slightly and read the description. But I say that, and then I have to also remind people, like, hey, 99%, you know, everybody else are absolutely fantastic. You know, they all did the right thing. They created some really cool builds. They reached out back to us, emailed us later, hey, look at what I made. And that's always exciting. So that, you know, I complain and bitch and whine and moan about, you know, some of the worst ones because, you know, after the fact, it's funny. You know, it's humorous now. But everyone else is amazing. The stuff I've seen people build with our slides, just the cool things that they're doing is so amazing. And everything is new. Like, nobody just did the same stuff over and over again. Free beer, don't break 6-packs. Oh, that's funny. A little bit longer. Okay, on the road again. I'll have to give him a phone call about that later. There's this guy I know, and I do some work for him on the side from time to time. You know, we all need a little side hustle, get some extra cash. And this guy I'm working with, people keep dumping shit on his property. I told him, like, dude, what you need to do is you need to get some cameras and record license plates and, like, get a night guard, you know, some security service or something to go check out your property at night and just hang out. Because people just keep dumping stuff on his property, and he's like, I'm not a huge business. He's like, I'm not Walmart. I don't have, you know, dumpsters galore and a trash compactor. So he's got and he has to end up paying the dump fees for people to move stuff off his property. And they're dumping things like tires and stoves and microwaves and beds and furniture. And just, I don't know why they're using his property specifically. Maybe it's just a convenient spot. But they keep doing it, and I'm like, man, your other alternative is build a fence and lock your property at night. Call sheriff and report bodies. Absolutely. I'm like, dude, it's your private property. I'm like, I get it, it's an expense, but you got to figure something out. I'm like, because you can't keep paying these dump fees. I'm like, or maybe just a few nights a week, you need to hang out on your property, you know, and do stuff rooftop Korean style, and just flash some floodlights on people. I don't know, you know, within the confines of the law, of course. Oh, man, you know, it reminds me of a funny story. Hey, Joe, what's going on, man? Reminds me of a funny story. Is there was a guy, some bit broken into constantly, and they kept breaking in through the roof. And they'd break in through the roof, and they'd bust the ceiling tiles, and then they'd just go out the front door. And they'd steal whatever and just go out the front door, right? And so, it's your turn, go. Go, 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 go. It's not, you guys not know how a four-way stop works. Okay. So anyway, he's going out the front door, and he keeps doing this stuff over and over. The business is getting hit once or twice a week. And so finally, they put some chicken mesh up there, some chicken wire, and they electrify it. And so the guy gets electrocuted when he breaks in next time, and he falls through the ceiling tile, and he gets hurt and whatever. And so he sues the business. And the messed up part is the business lost the lawsuit because they didn't put a sign up that said, warning, electric voltage. Warning, security, warning, you know, trespassing, all that stuff. And because he didn't put up a sign warning them that what they were doing was, yeah, it's bullshit, right? They broke in, obviously, through the roof. The same guy keeps stealing stuff, but then was able to sue for damages because he got electrocuted. And it's like, come on. Come on. So silly. But it'd be funny, though. You know, it'd be hilarious. The funny thing is, a lot of places won't really mind if you use their dumpster and stuff, so long as you tell them. As long as, like, hey man, can I dump? Like, do you care? Do you mind if I dump something back here? And they won't care, so long as you tell them. Give them a heads up. Or same thing with, like, dumpster diving. Hey, I saw you guys threw out these racks. Do you mind if I take them? Nobody's gonna care so long as you ask. It's the people that don't ask and they cause a big mess and they create problems. That's when people start caring. If you just ask and you know, don't be a jerk and keep the place clean, nobody cares. It's like a lot of like solicitation too. Like people are like, well, the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts are allowed to be here. One, they're children. Two, just about everybody loves Girl Scout cookies. Three, they asked. They asked the property if they could be there. Did you ask? No, you didn't. You just showed up. And then you act all indignant when people want you to leave their private property. Funny. But yeah, I'm here at the shop. I'm about to get in there and start working with them. So that's going to be it for here. Thanks for chilling with me, everybody. Hold on, what we got here? A big box. Box tag, free food and pepper spray attached to the file. There you go. Like the porch pirate bombs a while back, you know, where they explode with glitter and stuff and all the stink spray. Yeah, do that. I hate people. But yeah, I'm gonna head to the shop, start getting some work done. You guys all have a wonderful day, and as always, stay 2A.